My name is Diane Fannin. I'm the principal of Indian River Academy, and we are going through a transformational change here. When I first started, the school had a lot of embedded challenges. One of the biggest things that I heard in my first year was that the kids that we have, we just can't teach. If we could just, some of these kids were out of my room, or I just don't have I don't have the tools to try to help kids that are really disrupting my classroom. There was a lot of frustration in the adults. What we did is we actually did at the end of the first year, we really did a visioning session with the entire staff. And we had to get and talk about things that were hard to talk about or uncomfortable. And we knew the kids that we had were great kids. We just had to learn how to become more empowered as the adults working with the kids. We made a decision that we had to set high expectations for kids in academics. We had 2 goals, and that was conscious discipline, getting better at how we were going to address social emotional needs, how to build culture, and then the second one was we were going to set goals, very specific goals.
We were in charge of letting the rest of our staff understand what this conscious discipline was all about, because it's not just it's not a quick fix. It's not just a program right away. It's a mindset for the adults to have an understanding of how to basically communicate with our students.
Conscious discipline is an amazing tool. It gives both me the tools and the students the tools to really self-regulate and handle any situations that we might approach.
My breathing calms me down because my air goes up and down, and I think I'm calmer when my teacher helps me with the breathing.
It also has given me the tools to really help create a school family where the class really is working as a unit. You know, they have each other's best interests and backs no matter what's going on.
I like my school family because they're the best friends and they help me out.
With liberty and justice for all.
In the River Academy.
If you hand something to someone, a manual or what you expect them to do, there's no ownership in it. So I knew that we had to have our teams create what they were going to do and become empowered with standards and become empowered with how they were going to measure that progress along the way. I couldn't do that. That's what they have to live every day.
I have an amazing team, and even vertically, we work with first grade and some of the other grade levels. We've been able to use our own creativity to make our themes, but follow along with the standards, and we're constantly using what we're doing in class to analyze our data and to adjust our focus calendar.
One of the biggest breakdowns is we went down in our academics, and that was for my staff, for our community, kind of setback for us, because then we had to get in there and say, we're not giving up. This is the right thing, and it's going to take a process. And I think having my leaders from my school district, like Dr. Rendell, and him saying to me, he just came on board, didn't know me, and saying to me, I know it's going to take 3 to 5 years for the academics to show. I love what you're doing down here. It was monumental. It was a huge shift for them on their mindset on, we can do this. Everybody does believe in us.
I am so proud of this school. I don't want to tear up. My own kid comes to this school. He loves school. I think the biggest part that shows our culture and our climate here is he is so sad at the end of every school year, kindergarten, first grade, now we're in second. He cries, I don't want to leave my school family. That is huge for me because I can't give him everything, right, as a parent, but my school fills in where I can't. That's huge.
The breakthrough for everyone was going from the app to the C. Kristen Racine calls me and tells me we got a C. And I cried. I just remember feeling like this, like, we needed this. I don't think we would be here if it hadn't been for the Learning Alliance, because the Learning Alliance brought about interest from other organizations. So it brought about interest from AmeriCorps, who helps our kindergarten and first. It brought about interest with our Indian River Club. It makes people, it's infectious. People want to be a part of something that's growing.
I had a young man named Christian. He's in 3rd grade now. He was in 1st grade when I worked with him, and we worked through the year. It was around January where, as we teachers say, the light bulb went on. It just happened, and he was so eager and so anxious to read all the time. As a matter of fact, his teacher told me that she has to ask him to put the book down so he can get to math or science or whatever subject they're working with. He just came in and wanted to know every word there was. He wanted to be a wonderful reader. The other day I saw him and he was reading a book on the way to lunch, and I was so afraid he was going to walk right into a pole or walk into somebody, but it just made my heart smile to see how much he had really, he really loved reading.
When I came to the school 3 years ago and asked administration if we could bring volunteers into the school, we were welcomed with open arms and encouraged. When the students come in and are greeted at either the bus or at the drop-off point, they usually run up and hug people and are so glad they know us by our name.
I feel supported when the greeters are out there and they always say, "What greeting would you like?" And most of the time I pick Bear Hug.
We have a gentleman who has a Mickey Mouse hand. They love to see him greet, and that's a highlight. Actually, their exuberance is such that one of our volunteers got knocked over because one of the kids ran up to hug her and she fell backwards. It didn't stop her. She still volunteers as a greeter and enjoys every Friday.
It makes my day, and it makes me start school out when they give me a bear hug.
With all of us together, community, I think, we just carry on, and having people believe in it and keep on going. I'm just so grateful, and I feel we have a really strong culture here. People who love to be here, want to be here, and we all work as a team, and I think that's all any leader could ask for.